Do you remember the day you took your SAT exams? I'm sure you probably remember the empty streets on your way to the school and the large crowd that greeted you when you arrived. Well, probably not. However, in South Korea, this is actually the norm. South Koreans spend a great deal of time, money, and energy preparing students for the College Scholastic Ability Test, with each member of the family playing a culturally significant role in the process. I first learned of the testing culture from a YouTube video. My initial instinct was shock. However, I later decided to do some research so I could understand the why. Today, I'd like to discuss with you the why to help increase your understanding of the cultural significance of the exam, the roles that each member of the family plays and the impact it has on the students, and ultimately why I think we should just study these topics in the first place. To begin with, I'd like to talk about the test itself and its significance within Korea. According to the Economist article Point Me at the Sky, it's essentially like an ACT or SAT exam, with the students reaching for the sky or the big three schools, Seoul, Korea, and Yonsei University. While only about 2% of students can get in, those students who do will have a leg up for a long time to come. To talk about the importance of it within Korean society, I kind of touched on it in the introduction. The streets are wide open because businesses are actually delayed for an hour that day to allow students safe travel to school. Planes are actually rerouted or grounded that day to allow students to hear during the listening section, and some students are actually driven to school by police car to make sure they don't miss their exams. With so much riding on the line, parents actually play a significant role in the process as well. According to asiasociety.org, Korea is both a paternal or patriarchal society like the United States and a collectivist society unlike the United States, where the group needs outweigh that of the individual. So these are factors in the process. In addition, there are Confucian values of valuing education and rigid gender roles. With these factors considered, fathers tend to play a more indirect role, financing the education. While Koreans don't trust the schools as much as they should, many families choose to send their kids, their students, to cram schools in the evenings. These schools can cost anywhere from $700 to $1,000 per month, and can create a hardship for the family, with fathers often taking extra jobs. According to another article, a Reuters 2012 article, there's a trend known as goose fathers, in which fathers will actually let the family move overseas without them, and they stay in Korea alone, so that the student can get out of the pressure cooker of Korean testing culture. And this just signifies the importance fathers place on their students' academics. Mothers, however, play a more direct role, micromanaging their time according to a New York Times article, and keeping them on task and redirecting them from other things that could take their time. The mothers themselves actually go to the temple as many as every day for 100 days to pray for the students, to help cheer them on, to help encourage them to do well in their tests. Considering the father's financial contributions and the mother's direction and prayer, the students themselves still actually have to do the exams and have a great deal of pressure on themselves. These students often study at school in the morning, independent study in the afternoon, and then will go to these cram schools until 11 or 12 o'clock at night every day of the week, with about 4 to 5 hours of sleep per night. The effects of this can be felt, according to the Journal of Population Economics, increased rates of suicidal thinking and suicidality, with their statistics suggesting that as many as an additional 2 people per 100,000 commit suicide as a result of the test alone. Thankfully, the results of the suicidal thinking tend to wear off in about a year for most people. So why should we bother studying the study habits of another culture? I think for 2 reasons. First, we should study these habits to better understand them, to avoid ethnocentric views and that our way is better than theirs, and to understand the cultural aspects of another society to better learn about the human condition. Second, I think we should study it to better understand ourselves and what culture, how culture impacts us and what our decision making. Why do we feel the way we feel about school, or if we don't get in, and that sort of thing. And to know that we are also affected by culture and our decision making as well. So now that you know a bit about Korean testing culture, the roles family members play in the process, and the impact it has on the students, I think you can make a more informed decision on Korean testing culture at large. I'd like to conclude by just with this thought that we all live within a culture, and that culture affects us every day. So the next time you don't get the job or you fail the test, just remember, in a year from now, it won't be a life or death matter. Thank you for watching.